Happy Crafternoon, everyone. I'm Gina from Gina K Designs, and it's great to see all of you coming in from all around the world. Today is a very exciting day for us because the long-awaited cranberries are now here. And so many of you have been asking for years for us to do a cranberry ink. Many years ago, we had a color called Cranberry Tart, and it was a very popular color, but there was a problem for the company that was manufacturing it for us. They couldn't get the pigment that they needed to make that color, so it had to be discontinued. Well, many years later, we have been able to create not just that's a very similar cranberry to the Cranberry Tart, but a whole collection of cranberries so you can do the light, medium, and dark ink layering, stamping, all of the things that we love to do with those layering inks. And the long-awaited cranberry cardstock is now in stock as well. But before I show you these inks and before we get into taking a look at what they look like, there are two things I want to tell you. The first thing is we have brand new incentives up on our website. We have 2 brand new incentive stamp sets, and we finally got our white cardstock incentive back in stock. So all 3 of those incentives are there for you. And the reason why that's exciting is because of our big surprise. We only do this once a year. It is the biggest sale of the year, and it starts right now. So Tom, put the banner up. It is time for our 25% off site-wide, 25% off everything in our store. The only thing that it doesn't include is our clearance section, because that's already marked down to ridiculous lows, and it doesn't include gift cards. So any products that you want in the entire store are now 25% off. That includes our new cranberries too. So you write your own sale between now and the end of Thanksgiving. Our sale ends on Thanksgiving night at midnight. Now this is limited to stock on hand. We can't do any rain checks. And can you throw that banner back up one more time, Tom? Because I was reading it and I forget. Oh yes, not valid on any orders that you've already placed. So if you placed an order yesterday, we can't apply the 25% off. But Any order from right now for the next 4 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you can get 25% off everything in the store. So that's the big surprise. Yay! Who's excited? I'm excited. And I'm really excited to be able to do this big sale at the same time as we release these amazing inks and cardstock. So let me show you all of the new products that we have, including the ink, the cardstock, and the new expansion pack labels. You're not going to want to forget those either. So let's take a look here. Oh, let me show you the incentives first, because that's always fun. So the first incentive set is this brand new set called Warm Mittens to Boot. Isn't that cute? I love this stamp set. So it's got this cute little fuzzy mitten, this little boot that kind of looks like Ugg boots or the new Since 74. Since 74 is the original Uggs. That's what they're called now in the US, Since 74. And then here, they're called, and you guys also call them Uggs, but this looks like an Ugg boot with all of this cute little fabric. You can do all kinds of fun stamping techniques with this, including using markers to isolate each one of these areas, which is super fun. So you could do a very colorful boot. Maybe I'll show that to you today, because I think that would be a fun little technique to see. And then it's got two greetings here, hello friend, and that hello friend looks like stitched. It kind of matches this. And then warm winter wishes, and such pretty fonts too. I just love that font. So this is the brand new Warm Mittens to Boot, and if you're looking for some fun things to get a discount on today, you can get the coordinating die set for this new incentive set. The Warm Mittens to Boot die set comes with all 4 dies, and it cuts everything out that's in this set. So that's incentive 1. Now incentive 2 is this beautiful stamp set called Floral Framework. And what I love about this stamp set is you can use this at the bottom of your card. You can use it on the side of your card. You can use these flowers to kind of jut out from maybe a panel of pattern paper that you would put down here. Or you can use it as a frame where you stamp it and then flip your cardstock around and stamp it again, and leaving space in between to stamp any one of these strip sentiments, which are sending love, happy birthday, thankful for you, get well soon, and with sympathy. So this makes a frame where you can have a top floral and a bottom floral, keeping the center open for that greeting. Then there's also a coordinating die set for this set, so you can cut this floral out and you can create lots of dimension on your cards by putting one in one direction, one in the other direction, and then popping up the greeting in the center. So you can already do this. I don't think the dies are sold out for the Warm Mittens to Boot. They shouldn't be. So Sammy, if you're watching, if you could check that and make sure that there's inventory put in. We've got tons of the dies for both of these stamp sets. We have as many die sets as we have stamp sets. So nothing here is sold out. These are not sold out. So if that, if that showing is sold out, then there's something wrong on our website, and give us a minute and we'll fix that, okay? Don't worry, it's there. So yes, you can get either one of these stamp sets as your incentive set, and then if you want to pick up the coordinating dies, you certainly can. Now, let's talk about how you get an incentive set. So the best way to get a free incentive set is $75 in your cart, $75 in product, and you will be able to get one of these free. Once your cart goes up to $75, you'll get a pop-up, and the pop-up will say, you're eligible for a free incentive set. Choose one that you like, and you can choose this one, or our cardstock. Make sure you have your pop-up blockers disabled, because once you check out, we can't alter your order. So make sure that you get your incentive set put into your order, because once you check out, we can't do anything for you at that point. So let's throw the code back up again. Its code is ThankYou25. Just in time for Thanksgiving, ThankYou25 is the code. And Brianne, if you want to put the code in there and pin it to the top at YouTube so people can see it, that would be awesome if you could do that. I think you can do that, Brianne. I think you can pin things. If not, let me know. I have my laptop here with me today, so I can do that. All right, so those are our brand new incentives. Now let's talk about the beautiful new cranberry inks. So we have a light cranberry, a medium cranberry, and a dark cranberry. And this dark cranberry matches me today. It is a beautiful color. This is very similar to our original cranberry tart that we had many, many years ago that we had to discontinue. And then we decided to do a medium cranberry, which you're gonna love. It's very similar to the color of bright cranberries, like the fresh cranberries, cranberry sauce even. And then the light cranberry, which is the perfect color to use for layered stamps and your layering stencils when you want to go from that lightest color through the medium and then to the dark. Now you can get the 3 cranberry ink pads if you want. You can also get the set of 3 ink cubes. These come in a set of 3. So if you have all the other ink cubes and you're just looking for these and you want to grab them, you could go ahead and just pick up this set of 3. That's on the website. And for those of you who got these ink cubes when we did our Simon Says Stamp class, maybe your ink cubes are getting a little dry with all that ink blending we did, you can now get the reinkers. So we have the light cranberry, the medium cranberry, and the dark cranberry reinkers. All right. So, Tom, are there any questions out there?
Let's see. There are a few.
Okay.
Okay. So if we could clarify, if the coupon lowers your total below 75, does that affect your incentive?
I don't know. I think you have to actually spend $75, but see what happens. I think you have to, your incentive will not go through then. You have to spend $75. So if you're thinking about it in terms of, how much do I have to spend to have my order be $75, then think in terms of $100 in product. Then you're going to put the coupon code in. It's going to drop down to $75, and then you will get the incentive set that you put in your cart. So think about it that way. But I mean, it's $25 worth of free product that you're getting, so it's a pretty good deal. I also wanted to show you this, that we do have an expansion pack of labels for the light, medium, and dark cranberry inks. So you can label your inks, you can label your ink cubes, and we also have our brand new cranberry cardstock. So the cranberry cardstock matches the dark cranberry, but it coordinates with the medium cranberry and the light cranberry. So if you're looking for that cranberry look, and I'll show you the comparison to the other colors that we have in our collection. I'll show you how it looks next to all of our reds, our plums, our faded brick, all of that in just a minute. All right, so if you so the way it works is the system doesn't know that you're going to put a coupon code in, right? So when you spend $75, the pop-up will come up and say, hey, you're spending $75, you get to have an incentive set. But then you go into checkout, which is a secure, off of our website situation. That's very secure. And then you put the coupon code in, it's going to take you below. But the app that tells you were eligible for that $75 free gift is going to say, oh, they must have taken something out of their cart. They're no longer eligible. So make sure that after the coupon code, you still have $75 in spend. If you don't, just go back and add something else that's been on your wish list, and then you will get that incentive. So I just don't want anybody to miss out. All right. So I did see that comment, Tom, that somebody wanted to see how it looks next to faded brick. So why don't we do that? Why don't we show them how these colors look with other colors in our collection? So let me grab faded brick. Do I have faded brick? Ooh, maybe I don't have any. Let me see. I might have some here in my little... Sorry about that. I don't know if I have any in my little bin here of reds. So, Tom, I might have to get you to run back to the warehouse and get me a pack of faded brick. Do you mind doing that?
Faded brick cardstock?
Yeah, it's so different than faded brick that I didn't even think of that as a color, but if people want to see it, I really want to be able to show them. In the meantime, let me show you the other colors that we have in our collection, the other reds, so you can see how this works. So this is our cherry red. So cherry red is probably our deepest red that we have. It's got a hint of blue in it. And this is cranberry next to the cherry red. So you can see it is definitely a much deeper, darker shade of red. All right. So then let's look at this red next to red velvet. So red velvet is a brighter, more truer red. So this is red velvet. This is cherry. This is red velvet. And here is cranberry. All right, so you can see the difference in that. This cranberry really looks dark. I don't know if it looks quite as dark up here, but you can see up in the corner here, this is the cherry red, this is the red velvet, and this is the cranberry. All right, thank you. Oh, that's perfect.
Warehouse Steve met me halfway.
Oh, Warehouse Steve met you halfway. That's awesome. Thank you, Warehouse Steve. We love you. This is faded brick next to cranberry. So you can see faded brick almost looks brown. However, these two colors together would be quite beautiful. So if you're looking at a nice color that complements the cranberry, these actually look very beautiful together. But that's faded brick. And the last one I wanted to show you is plum punch. Now, plum punch normally has such a reddish look to it. Let me see. Let me make sure I have plum punch right here. Yeah, this is plum punch. So, like, when I put plum punch next to a purple, it looks so cranberry. It looks so red. But then when you put it next to cranberry, you can see it looks so much more purple. So here is the plum punch, and here is the cranberry. So hopefully you can see, this is a color. Tom, can you go to the front shot for a second? Because I feel like the front shot is a little bit brighter. They'll be able to see how this looks a little bit next to, here it is next to cherry red. Maybe this is even too bright. We have the front shot very bright. Takes the wrinkles away, you know what I mean? All right, so this is cherry. This is red velvet with cranberry. This is faded brick with cranberry. I do like faded brick with cranberry. That's a pretty cool combination right there. And here is plum punch with cranberry. So I don't think the plum looks good at all with the cranberry. I think faded brick looks really cool with the cranberry, and I also think that cherry red looks really cool with the cranberry if you were kind of going for like a red and then a really, really deep red, or if you were looking for a brownish red and you mix those two together, I think they look really nice together. So let's take a look at the ink itself, because I think that that is important to see how it looks. What I did was I grabbed one of our stencil sets from several years ago. I have a stencil set here called Perfect Poinsettia. And this is a stencil that my daughter Alicia designed for us, but I thought it would be kind of cool to see how this looks together. Cherry red is still available. It's just been out of stock for a while. Our mill hasn't made it for a while. And so it did sell out earlier in the year. I think it sold out right in September when we did our holiday release. But it will be back for sure. The one red that is discontinued is Christmas red. And the reason we discontinued Christmas red is because Christmas red is so close to our red hot that it was almost kind of silly to have both colors. We didn't have matching envelopes back then for red hot, so we brought Christmas red in for a season with the Christmas red envelopes, but we've discontinued that because it's so close to our red hot, and we've got thousands of packs of our red hot now in stock. All right, so let me grab a piece of cardstock. I'm going to do a white piece of cardstock,
And they can use the code more than once, right?
Oh yeah, you can use the code as many times as you want. So if you want to get all 3 incentives, go ahead and, place one $100 order, then use the code so it drops down to $75 to get your free incentive, and then go ahead and do it again and get the other incentive. Absolutely. All right, I'm going to cut this down to about 5.5 by 5.5. And then, let me see if I have my sticky mat. I should. Here it is. It might not be so sticky right now. Oh, it's got little bits and pieces of things on it. Okay. So I'm going to put this down here. And then I am going to get the largest stencil. Now remember, when you're trying to line up stencils, if you're using our regular stencils from our collection, you will find the name of the stencil, especially all the layering ones. You'll find the name of the stencil right on the side. Now I am going to tape this down because my sticky mat needs to be cleaned. So the code is thank you 25. So I don't know if we could, can we put that maybe at the bottom of the screen, Tom? 25% off, code thank you 25. Let's see if Tom can work that up. He might be able to work his magic. Now I'm going to use my inkstand here. So I know Brianne Loveland is in the chat. Hi Brianne. She and I were texting a little earlier today, and I'm so grateful for Brianne. For Thanksgiving, when I think about who I'm thankful for in my life, Brianne, you're definitely one of those people. You are so helpful to us here by helping people find what they need, and we really appreciate you. And Brianne, if you wouldn't mind linking your inkstand so that people can find that if they want that. That's not on our website, but it is on Brianne's website, so it would be awesome for you to pick up some inkstands and treat yourself. Okay, so I brought some new blending brushes because I didn't want these colors to be tainted at all so that you could see what they look like. So I'm going to ink up this brush with some light cranberry. And I'm going to start just by going around the perimeter here so you can see this color. This is a beautiful color, and it's got that undertone of cranberry that's going to match the medium and the dark. So that's what we're looking for. We don't expect this to look just like cranberry, right? Because it is a light color. But we want it to blend seamlessly when it comes to the medium and the dark. So this one has the perfect cranberry base tone in it. And it's just so pretty. I love this color.
The word of the day is thank you 25.
That's the word of the day. We'll be back tomorrow night with our regular Stampin' Chat Live, and Tom promises that he will have a word of the day for that. Okay, so now we've got the light cranberry on here.
And no problem shipping reinkers in cold climate, right?
Yep, absolutely no problem at all. None at all. All right, so now we're going to move to the medium cranberry. And let me get this lined up here. I think that looks pretty good.
And just to clarify, this is the Black Friday sale.
This is the Black Friday sale. Our Black Friday sale is going to end on Thanksgiving. So now is the time to shop. This is the biggest sale of the year. We never do any sale as big, ever. So this is it. This is where you're going to get the absolute most discount on everything in our store. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and use medium cranberry. All right. And I'm going to get a little bit of that in there.
And the coupon is through Thursday night, right?
Right, through Thursday night. So all day on Thanksgiving, it'll still be available. The thing is, though, guys, I mean, honestly, you know, when we do sales like that, stuff really gets depleted. And we can't get stuff in before the sale's going to end. There's just no way for us to do that. We can't. So if there's stuff that you have on your wish list, get it now. Don't wait, because things are going to sell out, especially those staples that I know a lot of you love, our adhesives and, you know, ink pads. Certain colors are going to sell out. So I know these cranberries are going to sell out. So definitely, if it's on your wish list, just go ahead and grab what you want. All right, so that is the medium cranberry.
And using gift cards shouldn't affect the incentive,
No,
how the incentive is applied.
it should not. Okay, so now I'm going to put this one in here, and I'm going to use the same medium cranberry. These colors are really nice. I have something on there that I've got to get rid of. Let me just get rid of that. What is that? Let me get a paper towel. It was something that was on my... There, it's gone. Okay. So I'm going a little bit heavy in the center here, and then I'm just getting a little lighter as we go out. That just creates more of that depth that we're looking for. Okay, so I love this poinsettia. Now, this is so pretty, but let's move into the dark cranberry now. We're going to do the dark cranberry for the veins. And once we put the veins on, this whole thing just comes to life. I love the way it looks when we get the veins on this poinsettia. This is a really fun stencil. I think this stencil is great too for people that love to scrapbook, because it's so big. You could just do poinsettias all over the place. Can you please tell me how long the sale's going to be? Thanksgiving night it ends. It ends on Thanksgiving night. At midnight. It'll go to midnight. Central time, yep. All right, so now we're going to go with the dark cranberry. You can see this is a really deep color. All right, now we're going to add those veins on there.
Any idea how this compares to the old cranberry tart?
I would say that the old cranberry tart was somewhere in between the medium and the dark. But there were problems with that too. That one, we just couldn't get the pigments for it anymore. And for some reason, when the company said, you know, we can do a cranberry again, I thought, oh, this is the perfect time to do a layered cranberry, because it's great for flowers, you know. It's so great for flowers. And when we have these beautiful layering stencils in our collection, oh, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So there's your light, medium, and dark cranberry.
Wow.
I know, it's pretty, isn't it? And so then you could take something like this and you could add some of these little pearls in the center to create a center. I know we've been all about poinsettias over the last few days, but you could definitely could add some of these. There is a stencil that will also add the little dots. So if you wanted to put that on there, you could. You could do that with gold paste. You could do that with, you know, a darker ink. Or you could put embellishments in the center, which would be so pretty. And this big poinsettia is a great opportunity to use some of those big metallic pearls that you have in your jar, because I think it's, you know, we tend to use the small ones so much on the delicate little areas of our card that we just want a little bit of sparkle, and sometimes the big ones get overlooked. And this big poinsettia design is so great to add these big embellishments.
A lot of viewers are saying that cranberry cardstock sold out.
Oh my goodness. No way. Really? It's possible, I guess. I think we only had a few thousand packs of cardstock, so that is possible. We'll get more, though, and that won't take us super long to replace. So, all right, so there you go. You can see what that looks like.
Love cranberries.
Aren't the cranberries gorgeous?
Perfect for the holiday, too.
Perfect for the holidays, yeah. Definitely. All right, so then I wanted to show you that one little technique that I talked about with the warm mittens to boot. I love this little stamp set. I think it's so cute. So let me get that. Oh, and also I wanted to show you, because some people have asked me, how do you put the labels on your ink pads? Okay. Yeah, it happens. It's tough. I mean, how many people do we have here, Tom? Oh, we've got 2,000 people. Yeah, it's possible that that cardstock did sell out because we only had a couple thousand packs of it, but we will get it back in. Just get your ink, though. Get your ink. So here's the medium cranberry. So what I like to do is I like to look so that the label is straight up and down this way, because you can always turn the lid around. And then I just take the label and I get it to one side, and then I hold it down, and then I kind of adjust it a little bit until it looks straight. And then I pop it on there. And there we go, medium cranberry. Let's do dark cranberry next. And don't forget, this is the perfect time to pick up things like adhesives and glue and blending brushes, like all the things that you're like, oh, I wish I had some extra blending brushes. I feel like I don't have enough. I'm always like having to clean in between. At 25% off, you can get a great deal and you can pick up things like that. It's also a really good time, guys. I think when we first launched the Intracut, and I think that was last year. It was during our Black Friday sale, but we did not include the Intracut. So if you've been wanting the Intracut, you can get 25% off on it right now. You can also get 25% off on the Fuse machine right now. So think about some of those items that have been on your wish list. Maybe you wanted the mini Intracut because you want to take it with you when you go crafting. Those are some items that it would be really good to be able to get a discount on because they are a little bit pricier. And 25% is a nice discount. All right, let's show this stamp set now. I love this little stamp set. It's so cute. Alrighty, I'm just going to rip the bag. I always rip the bags because everything's in there so tight, and I use our storage pockets anyway. Oh yes, pick up some large storage pockets for your kit stamps, and whew, so many good things to get deals on right now. Okay, so let me get a piece of cardstock here, and I want to get the Misty for this. Let me find my Misty. Here it is. Okay. Now, there's a couple ways that you can do this technique if you want, but let's put the boot in here. This is kind of a fun little technique. So let's put the boot on here. Okay. Now, you're going to need some kind of tape. You can use Masking Magic if you want, but I'm going to use Pixie tape because I have a lot of it here. And what you're going to do is you're going to block off part of this right here, like that. You're going to block that off. So I'm blocking off, I don't know, I'm going to try to zoom in and see. Tom fixed my zoomer, by the way. I'm going to try to zoom in so that you can see where I have this blocked off. So I blocked off, I might even just go up a little higher than that. I'm going to block off right up to that little ruffly part of the boot, which, let me show you here. So I have, let me get a pointer. I put the tape right above this line here. Okay? Right above that line. Let's make sure, because it's clear. It's a clear stamp, so it's hard to see. I want to make sure I've got it right above that line. I do. Okay, so right there. I'm going to cover that up. And let's make our boot dark cranberry, shall we? We'll play with the cranberries here. So I'm going to ink this up like that. And then I'm going to pull this tape off. And then I'm going to stamp that. Okay, now I want to stamp it again, so I'm going to do the same thing again, this helps me see where I was, because I can see the line a little better. I'm going to give it one more stamping. I'm going to pull that off, and I'm going to stamp it again. Okay, so now I have the bottom there, and if you want to get that line a little bit better, you can. We'll see if we can get it a little bit better. I'm going to move it up just a hair. Okay. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong line. That line looks great. I want to go to this line here. Let's do that. Get that line. There we go. Okay. So now I've got the bottom of the boot stamped in cranberry, in dark cranberry. So now I'm going to get my tidy towel because I want to clean that real well. I didn't worry about this because it didn't have any ink on it. So just like any reds, you know, red stain, you can't help it, but it's not terrible. You should see some of my stamps where I've used cherry red. That is a stainy red. But, you know, if you want to get the beautiful depth in color, sometimes you got to deal with a little bit of staining, and I don't mind. As long as the color looks good, that's what I want. Okay, so next I'm going to cover that boot at the bottom, right there. And I'm going to do the next part up to here. And it really doesn't matter where you do it. You could do it in any color you want. So let's pick a completely different color. Let's go with, sorry, I disappeared. Should we do like cadet blue, maybe? Some cadet blue? Let me see. Let me see what else is, yeah, let's do some cadet blue. So I'm going to do this part in cadet. I'm using an ink cube for this one, but it's okay. You can use a pad too if you want.
You got a request for cranberry foil.
Cranberry what?
Foil.
Oh yeah, I'll talk to Thermoweb about that. I think that would be a great idea. Okay, so now I've got my next color there. Now I'm going to clean that up, and I'm going to cover the bottom. And then I'm going to cover up to that line. And I'm going to pick a different color. So this time, let me close this cranberry ink pad. I have a disastrous feeling. Also, I want to cover the top here. Let's do like a green for this. All right, so we'll do some green. Let me find a green. How about grass green? I hope that's enough ink. Fresh asparagus might be a better color. Let me see if I have fresh asparagus in a cube. I do. I want it to be a little darker. And then you can peel this off. I'm not worried about down there because I didn't get any ink there. Okay. And now I'm going to do the top of it with the dark cranberry again. So bring that dark cranberry in there. Isn't this fun? I love the way this looks. Okay. So now we will cover that. We'll cover down here. And we'll go back to dark cranberry. I might have to get a little bit more on there to get that line. Let's just do that. I won't be so aggressive down near the bottom.
Will there be matching cranberry envelopes?
There will not. Okay, I'm going to clean that right there along the edge. Okay. There we go. Do a little bit more. I'm going to bring that right up to there. Little line in there above. All right, so there we go. We've got a cranberry Ugg boot. We could color that in a little bit if you wanted with a, let's see, do I have a lighter colored Copic marker? We could just add a little bit of color in here. And Copic markers are pretty good with our dye ink because our dye ink is a water-based ink, so you really don't get smearing with our water-based ink and Copic markers or Olo markers. Let's see here. Looks kind of fun. Add a little bit of color in there. Let's see if we have a real pale blue that we can use.
Catherine wants to know, she's thinking of ordering the die cut machine. Does she need to make a separate order for other things?
No. I mean, no, unless you want to get 2 incentives. Because if you want to get 2 incentives, then it would actually, make sense for you to order the die cutting machine, get an incentive for that, and then, go ahead and put a second order in so that you get the other things. You could get the other incentive with your other things. I mean, just a thought. You don't have to do that, but just a thought. So isn't that fun? Look how cute that is. And you can cut it out with the die, and you can do a little warm winter wishes to your friend. It's so fun. So just a cute little way to use that. You can also, instead of doing the inking with ink pads, you could do it with water-based markers too, like Tombow markers or Zig clean color watercolor markers. You can use those to create that same exact kind of look. And it might be easier than the ink pads because, you can be more strategic about where you put the color. But I think that was pretty fun. So we'll take a look at these cranberries now that they've dried. You can see more of that color and the smoothness, how pretty that is. And there's a little cranberry stamping going on for you. So once again, we have 25% off the whole store. We did just launch our cranberry ink and our cranberry cardstock. People are saying the cranberry cardstock sold out. I'm not saying you're wrong. It's very possible because, people do order multiples. And if we've got 2,000 people here, we also have thousands of people who are just on the website because, it went live on Instagram. It went live in our Facebook group that we're having a sale. So not everybody watches here, and also not everybody watches on YouTube. A lot of people watch on Facebook too. So it is possible, but we will reorder the cranberry cardstock, and you can always pick that up with our next release. In the meantime, stock up on all of the goodies, all of the things that you love in our store. Remember, white cardstock. White cardstock, to me, I love buying white cardstock because I love white cardstock, but it also feels similar to me to like putting gas in the car. It's not as fun as getting a new stamp set. Tape and glue, not as fun as getting a new stamp set and a die set. So those are the things that I really like to spend my coupon code on. So, all right, everybody. Well, we just wanted to launch this today. We thought it would be fun. I'm not going to be able to go live on Thursday because Tom and I are going to be celebrating Thanksgiving with our family here in the United States. But we will be back tomorrow night with another Stamp and Chat Live, so we'll have some fun project going on for you tomorrow, and we hope you'll join us for that. Maybe you'll see something else that you want to use your code on tomorrow night. You never know. Nothing new though. This is all the new stuff that we are launching for this coupon code. So, all right, everybody. Well, Tom, do we have time for a giveaway?
We sure do.
All right, let's do a giveaway. So we're going to give away $15 for somebody to spend. And remember, you don't have to spend it today. You can spend it whenever, because our these gift cards do not expire. But before we do that, if you were excited about today's video and you liked it, if you wouldn't mind giving it a thumbs up, and also if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, because we have new videos every Tuesday night and Thursday at noon, and hit all notifications so you never miss one of those videos. And then also, if you're not a member of our Facebook group, we'd love to have you over there. It's called Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends. Come on over and share your Gina K Designs projects with everybody. There's lots of inspiration and lots of fun things going on over there. And then a big shout out to Brianne Loveland. Brianne, thank you so much for linking the new stuff and helping people with their questions out there, including the coupon code. But if you missed any of Brianne's links, you can find everything over on our website at ginakdesigns.com. All right, Tom, let's give away a gift card.
All right, here we go. Drum roll. All right, today's winner is Rosalie Ridle. Rosalie Ridle.
Yay, Rosalie. Congratulations. You are our winner. We will send you a $15 gift card. All you have to do is send your name and your email address to info@ginakdesigns.com. Well, you guys, thanks so much for joining us today. Remember, we'll be back for a regular live tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central Time, and we hope you'll join us for that. If we don't see you because you're traveling for the holiday, we want to wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving. We're so grateful for you and that you're part of our community. In the meantime, stay safe and healthy. We love you all so very much, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.